ChrisTianForKaijuPub.com, and this is Yasai Ninja on the PS4 and probably also Xbox One and PC. This is by Recosoft, who previously brought us last week's Toro the bullfighting game, which should raise hefty red flags, and I've played a little bit of this, and I can kind of testify that those fears are kind of justified. It looks alright at first. Certainly a big step up visually from Toro, at least until everything gets moving here. And Recosoft is a Spanish studio, lots of Japanophiles in the Spanish development community, it seems, as we have. Yasai means Yasai is Japanese for vegetable. So we have the Tamanegi man there and Broccoli Dude, and they're going to guide us through this ninja exercise. Why are they vegetables? Probably, given how look at Toro, I guess because they're easier to render than human beings. Certainly easy to render is the generic Japanese font that we have on the left side here, which renders O's as an O as a rock and E as a not there, but still, let's hit play here. And because the checkpoints are appalling, we're going to be playing from the beginning here. Screen tear, just in that little opening sequence there, but hey. What's nice is that is, at least the start is in Japanese. It's not someone doing a racist gimmick and doing a comical Japanese accent over stuff. That's actually correct, and correctly subtitled, but it's the only voice acting in the game so far as I know anyway, and I'm not desperately keen to stick around too long to find out if there's more. So once this loads and it'll get you going eventually. One thing that's a surprise is that this is a little bit more ambitious, and again, you go from like the generic Japanese font right away and actually going out and getting some Japanese voice acting for the start here, to now having just okay, let's have generic comic books. That's great. I don't know why. Yeah, one thing that's surprising is that it seems fairly polished in these opening shots. Screen tear notwithstanding, you've got some sort of heavy cell shading stuff going on there. And why would broccoli eat fish? I don't know. One thing that's surprising is that this is a full-blown 3D platformer come action adventure here, and you can run around and do stuff, and I'm gonna... Nope, can't go in there, never mind. And the twist is there's two of you that you can switch with the L1 button and discover how bad the camera is. You can switch between the two with L1. The game doesn't tell you can do that, by the way. You just figure that out yourself. Or you can play in split screen with somebody else. But we're going to jump over here and instantly see that although at first it seems the production values are reasonable, you kind of get going here, and it's just like these big, empty, very repetitive environments with appalling combat. So the big thing with the combat is you push a button, there's a little bit of a delay. Not exactly Starlight action going on here. There's kind of a combo, but not really. There's not really much going on there. And the big problem is, and I don't know whether this is just intentional. Oh, there you go. It does actually tell you that's... Wow, what's going on with the frame rate there? It doesn't handle verticality too well. The big problem with the combat is partly that you can't see anything, but it's also that the sound is appalling. Like as in there's just no sound effects, so there's no audible feedback that you're actually hitting anything. no visual feedback either, because like opponents sell your hits for all of about 2 seconds. Well, 2 milliseconds. You see that little and they don't say anything or make a noise. So there's just absolutely no feedback whatsoever to what's going on as you beat up these cucumbers, who then break away and then fall apart and disappear. Kaoru, it says, can push heavy objects, but I have no real indication of that there's anything I can push in here. So I believe. Oh, hang on. I can push the subject. No. Okay. Let's try and inflate this. Given no indication of what heavy objects I was supposed to push, and then just realised that there is something there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is for much. That's actually for much later on. And it turns out you don't need to do that anyway. You can kind of sprint, but it just looks really awkward. And in general, the game looks really awkward. I'm amazed. This and Toru as well. Toru looks absolutely appalling. This just looks really bad. But it really does make you wonder whether this was actually planned for release on PS2 and not PS4. Not being mean there. That's no real mean hyperbole. That's just the honest nature of it. It just, again, the music sometimes changes, it sometimes doesn't, to indicate you're in combat, but there's really no, you can force mechanisms by going like this. Sometimes there's a quick time. Screw that, do it. Quick time event thing to get through here. Yay, I did it. Okay. That just, sometimes the music changes a little bit, say you're in combat, but there's no sound effect work. It's not until you play a game that only has about 2 or 3 sound effects that you realize how barren it makes the entire experience feel. And like these, as much as I don't want to hear these vegetables talk, because they would probably say insipid things, but there's no character being relayed by these vegetables whatsoever, and it really does make me wonder, whether it was just a case of, oh, screw it, we'll put it out, doesn't matter, without giving much care or thought to things. And yeah, just the entire experience kind of bug laden. You see right there, Broccoli suddenly teleported next to me. Doesn't jump, not animated. He's just there. There he is. And what made me give up before was that it seems if you're the onion, if you're being the onion, and you get too far ahead of the broccoli, then the broccoli will teleport to catch up with you. But if you're the broccoli, the onion won't teleport to catch up with you. He'll just sort of stay behind where you left him. Which is, as we'll see, kind of annoying. Because you kind of need a little bit of AI assistance. I hear he's actually catching up for a change. So maybe that might just be a bug I was experiencing at the time. But we're going to rush through here. Crap. If you fall in the water just once, which is easy to do because the jumping feels kind of spongy and unreliable, but just one tumble into the water, only broccoli can pull it. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. Yeah. Only broccoli can pull a fucking lever because that's forcing mechanisms. Broccoli is a hacker. Yeah, if you fall into the water just once, you have to go all the way back. And I now have to do both of the sides of this puzzle again. Puzzle. both sides of this pulling switches exercise. The checkpoints are kind of ludicrously spaced. I love like the fact that the running animation is not a different animation at all. It's just the same as the walking animation, but sped up. That's pretty comical. Okay, we've got it in here now, gents. Again, like any indication of why these are vegetables, they just, yeah, they just are, apart from the fact that they're easier to draw, they just are, apart from the character names. I've already pushed it. Okay, alright. Apart from the character names, there's no real vegetable humor going on there. Broccoli, not really a particularly Japanese vegetable. Tamanigi, okay, right, I'll give you onion. Why not have neganigi? Yeah, why not have Goya instead of the cucumbers? I don't know. Just another baffling design choice there. And what's amazing is that this game kind of looks terrible, but not only that the game does look terrible, but that the PS4 seems to struggle to run it. It's not a good sign. Just here, I mean, you really notice it when there's a lot of shit happening on screen. A, that the frame rate is really struggling, but B, just like there's no nuance to the combat at all, and that it's really hard to tell when you're hitting stuff or not, because there's no sound effects, there's no sound in this game, you know, except for one little shoop 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 of you swinging your sword. There's no indication that you're making any impact on anything, which is ridiculous. Let's run through here, deal with this stuff. I'm going to switch to broccoli and hope that the onion can take care of itself. So I am taking damage, as indicated by the humph of and arg onomatopoeia over there. Not by your characters, for instance, going for arg or anything like that. Right, but okay, we're taking care of that, and now we can advance. So I'm going into unknown territory here, uncharted waters. Curie, that's what it does actually. Cucumber on those lamps there. Let's advance and move on here. Alright, okay, here we go, up the staircase. And hopefully out into something a little bit more visually interesting. It is kind of put together shambolically, but in such a way that at least it kind of works. So it has that over Toro say. Those doors are shut, so I'm telling you what we're going to have to do. First I'm going to claim that. I got a pick up a ball, and there's no indication of well done, you got to pick up a ball. I'm going to have to go down here. So you might be, wow, you might be feeling a theme at the moment of go left and go right and flip switches to the left and right in order to advance. This is the third time I've done this in the space of 3 rooms. So yeah, I anticipate that this is basically a consistent mechanic throughout the game. So now we have, I got a strong attack now. Okay. Yep. I can't go through that door because it's just painted on. Whoop. Another thing, you don't cast, these characters don't cast shadows, which makes it a little bit hard to anticipate where you're going to land. Just lots and lots of little things in this, say it's slightly shambolic presentation. There you go. Again, that carries no impact because there's no sound. Hey, okay. And it seems, yeah. Even the music, it's just sort of your generic flute stuff. It's not, and it's still quite placid, you know. Even though it does change in combat, it doesn't change to anything exciting or, you know, holy shit, stuff be happening. It's just there. It's pretty terrible. Let's be careful not to fall in, otherwise we're gonna have to do all this again. Okay, phew. Alright, let's get out of here. You shall not pass. Okay. Oh, okay. Wasn't any more to that. No, just here's boss fight. Oh, okay, alright. So there's kind of... Alright, never mind. It seems there's kind of a mechanic of you've got to recover somebody. And that's sort of built for the two-player split screen stuff. Evidently I am playing this on my own. I would imagine it's hard to find a friend play Yasai Ninja with you. But yeah, so that there is kind of that. Oh no! You're in trouble, aren't you? Okay, alright. So how do we help somebody? Let's find out. Hit square. Okay, there you go. They got resurrected for a second. Nope. Not exactly a detailed, in-depth boss fight going on here. More kind of from the Benny Hill school of boss fights. He was tough, wasn't he? Worthy opponent for sure. Can you though? Because I can't hear any of them. Let's go. Or do we just jump off here? Oh wait, there's a thing. Let's get the thing. Then let's jump off the balance key. To freedom. Hooray, I got a trophy. Yeah. This was, I mean, it's, oh. Generic riffling about honor and stuff. And okay, so the next bit, it kind of changes it up a little bit. So we're doing sort of side-on platforming, but then fix the issue of the jumping feeling pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Toro was offensive in, oh man, screen tears all over the place, in its A, low quality, and B, just the subject matter of it. And here, you know, this isn't offensive, you know, it's just not very well made. And yeah, I don't know, it's there's an attempt, I guess, they've attempted to do quite a bit, but I think probably their grasp has exceeded their reach, and it's just kind of a mess. They should have perhaps concentrated on one thing, just doing a little bit of side-scrolling perhaps. and making that enjoyable, or just focusing on combat and making that enjoyable, rather than putting out this mishmash that doesn't feel good in any way. Okay, there we go. Alright, way down a bit. Alright. See, actually, I mean, this jumping is could do with a little bit more oomph to proceedings and a little bit more oomph to the music, or maybe a few things to hit as I'm doing this running. The jumping physics aren't great. There, it was completely unclear where I was supposed to be going. Need a little bit more clarity there rather than a leap of faith. But this stuff isn't awful. It's a bit dark, isn't it? I should turn my camera up, perhaps. But yeah, it's just ew. There's no real need for this to exist. Sounds mean, but I mean it isn't. You know, I mean, my point is I can't land on that. Oh, but I can, but I can't. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I get to the top here. If this wasn't shoddily put together, and it is, it would be frightfully generic and not particularly interesting. But it's frightfully generic, not particularly interesting, and extremely shoddily put together, and there was no way I was going to make that jump. And I'm all the way back here, and yeah, I don't have much motivation to continue. So that's Yasai Ninja. It's on the PS4 right now. It's a ridiculous $19.99, and I don't particularly recommend that you get it at all. Chris.com, Thanks for watching. Bye.